What if I told you that you could become a freak athlete in just 2 years? Let me explain. 2 years ago, I had a 22-inch vertical jump. I could barely touch the rim, and I ran a 5.15 second 40-yard dash. I was unathletic. If we fast forward to now, I currently have a 39-inch vertical jump. I can throw down windmills, and I can run a 4.6 second 40-yard dash. I have transformed massively. And do you know what the best part is? You can too. Before we start, I'd just like to mention that I've created a new newsletter to basically give you tips every single week to jump higher. So check that out in the description if you want. Completely free. It's going to be really helpful tips that will probably get you jumping a lot higher and probably get your first dunk. So check it out. Let's get into it anyway. So the first thing that I did to become a much better athlete, to jump higher and to sprint faster, was I started sprinting. Listen, sprinting truly is the plyometric of plyometrics. There is no single better movement pattern for increasing general athletic capabilities than sprinting. Seriously. Not only will it make you faster, it will also make you stronger. It will make you more jacked. It will make you have better endurance. It's going to help you in a whole heap of different things. And there was a study that showed it provided better results in terms of power, strength, and agility than traditional plyometric training. Sprinting is super, super worthwhile. If you're not sprinting, I don't know what you're doing. You simply don't want to get more athletic if you're not sprinting. Let me explain why it improves every single attribute. So, in terms of sprinting, why it makes you faster, that's pretty simple. Okay, that's the law of specificity. If you want to get better at something, you have to do the thing more often. When you sprint more at max effort, at your maximum speed, you're going to get better at sprinting at your maximum speed. And as a result, you get faster. Why does it make you more jacked? Well, when you sprint, you develop, over a long period of time, when you sprint, you develop fast twitch muscle fibers. And fast twitch muscle fibers grow faster and bigger than slow twitch muscle fibers. By having more fast twitch muscle fibers, you're going to get more jacked. It's also incredibly anabolic. So sprinting increases your growth hormone and your testosterone, and those two help you to grow more muscle. In terms of strength, well, as we said, it's the fast twitch muscle fibers. When you have more of those, you're more explosive, you're better in explosive movements, so you're going to be stronger. Endurance, well, that's because if I can run at a max speed of 10 meters per second, but you can only run at a max speed of 8 meters per second, in a game, if we all have to run at 6 meters per second, it takes more out of you than it takes out of me. So I get less tired, so I have better endurance than you. Simple as that. And there was even a study as well that showed it increased the velocity at which baseball pitchers could pitch at. So sprinting is such a good exercise if you want to get better. Look, speed is crucial in any sport, but not only will speed training make you fast, but it will help all these other attributes. So you must be sprinting. Now, how do we sprint? Well, to go through that, you've got to be sprinting at above 95% of your max speed. Otherwise, you won't stimulate the CNS, the central nervous system, enough to actually get faster and adapt, basically. So how are we going to make sure that you're sprinting above 95% of your max speed? That is the crucial question. Well, you've got to be properly fresh, okay? You have to have had a good night's sleep and not be feeling sore. You have to have warmed up really well. You have to have had enough carbohydrates and potentially caffeinated, so you're feeling really energetic and ready for the sprints to give it your absolute max intent. You have to rest in between sets. This is the biggest issue I see. People will do a sprint and then do another one a minute later. No, you have to rest a minute per 10 meters sprinted. If I sprint for 40 meters, I need to rest at least 4 minutes. before I do my next sprint. Then another massive issue is people don't time their sprints. And I did this myself. I didn't time my sprints, and as a result, I didn't get that much faster. Of course, I got faster because I was sprinting, but I wasn't truly pushing my max intent. So, timing your sprints and actually recording them. So, say you ran a 5-second 4-yard dash, you'd write that down and try beat it every single time, and that's going to push you to sprint faster each and every time and actually get faster. So, really important. You've got to be pushing intent, and you can only sprint when you're fresh, so you can give it your all and just get faster. Really important. Next, the second method that you're going to use to become a freak athlete is jumping. I don't care if you're not like a basketball player looking to dunk. Even if you're just trying to get faster or just be more athletic, have better agility, whatever it is, you have to be doing jumps. It's non-negotiable. Look, jumping is a major part of athleticism, right? Being able to jump high displays incredible athleticism. So, you need to get better at jumping, okay? If you're a basketball player, it is of the utmost importance for you to be able to jump high. So what you're going to do is you're going to be doing max effort jumps every single week. You're going to get in 30 to 50 max effort jumps off a full approach. Full approach, jump as high as you can. Do that 30 to 50 times a week. Jump 1 to 2 times a week. Do that. You're going to jump higher. If you stick with it long enough, you're going to jump higher. And if you're trying to get faster, you probably don't need to do as many vertical jumps because sprinting, acceleration is all about horizontal force production. The best way to increase your horizontal force production is horizontal jumps. So broad jumps, triple broad jumps, standing triple jumps, stuff like that. Stuff that you're pushing yourself to go horizontally, that's going to improve your acceleration. So you need to get really good at it. There's a correlation between how far you can broad jump and how fast your acceleration is. You truly need to increase your broad jump. That is crucial. So, if you're trying to jump higher, get your max effort jumps in. If you're trying to sprint faster, get your broad jumps in, get your triple broad jumps in. That is going to help you to sprint faster. The jumps are going to help you to jump higher. And if you're just a general athlete, I'd suggest do a bit of both. And that will help you get faster, jump higher, have better agility, all these other things. From that, if you do the jumps, you're going to get more athletic. Okay? I can't, tell you how much these jumps are important. Okay? Jumping is a crucial part of power training. If you want to be powerful, you have to jump. If you want to sprint fast, you have to jump. If you want to jump high, of course you have to jump. And the beauty of plyometrics like max effort jumps is that they self-intensify, meaning that as you get better and better, the jumps themselves become more and more intense and serve to continue overloading your body and spurring on adaptations. These adaptations make you jump higher. Now, the third thing that you need to do is you need to get stronger. Chances are you're weak. Okay? That means you can't produce enough force to be athletic. Athleticism is about being forceful. If you want to sprint fast, you have to be forceful. If you want to jump high, you have to be forceful. So you need to get in the weight room. You need to do compound lifts 2 times a week. Get stronger on the squat, get stronger on the split squat, get stronger on the calf raise. Calves are actually really important. You need to basically, the gastric and soleus, they're the muscles in your calf and they attach to the Achilles tendon. The Achilles tendon is the ever important spring in your leg that helps you to jump high and sprint fast. By training, like doing calf raises, you're going to increase the cross-sectional area of your Achilles tendon, making it a stiffer and more useful tendon. So you're going to sprint faster and jump higher. Simple. Then, just get stronger. Now, elite jumpers and elite sprinters, they don't care about arbitrary strength standards, but if you can aim to one day get to 2 times body weight on the back squat and 1.5 times body weight on the split squat, you're going to be very strong, and that's going to help you to jump high and sprint fast. Period. I could talk about strength training a lot, but the main thing I want to emphasize in this video was the sprints and the jumps. Now, for the last one, I'd just like to talk about rest and recovery. The best athletes don't actually do that much because you don't need to. You just need to push your CNS, you need to do the sprints, you need to do the jumps, you need to do the lifting. That's pretty much it. And that takes up a very small portion, you know. A sprint session, we're looking at 30 or 40 minutes. That's like, maybe you do 2 of that a week, 60 minutes a week. It's nothing. But the thing is, because it's so intense, you can't do it every day. So you've got to be good at recovering, and you've got to learn that you need to rest. And that's when it all changed for me, because I was so keen on doing stuff every single day, getting better every day, grinding, that Kobe Bryant mindset. It didn't help me. I didn't get more athletic. That's why I was stuck at a 22-inch vert. But when I actually learned that I need to rest, that's when I could progress, and now I have a 39-inch vert. To be honest, today I have yapped a bit, okay? But I really hope it's helpful, and I know that if you apply everything I've told you today, you will jump higher. Simple as that. By the way, if you seriously want to jump higher and sprint faster, we've got programs in the description, so check it out. We've got Peak Pace, that's a 8-week speed training program that will get you running faster. We've got Peak Vert, that's a 3-month vertical jump training program, which will get you jumping higher. Seriously, check it out. I started jumping 6 inches higher in just the 3 months of doing it. So it really does work and it's very effective. And we've also got the VIP training. So all in all, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I know that if you apply this, you will jump higher, you will sprint faster, you will become a freak athlete. So thank you for watching.